Hello, friends. Today I want to talk about a subject that has been on my heart for the last week. More than last week, but very heavily on my heart this past week. It is something that I brought up before and seemed to be a bit of a sensitive subject for some people. I can understand why. However, I strongly feel like it needs to be brought to the forefront yet again. And the subject is safe non-sexual touch. We, as a society, tend to sexualize a lot of things. I mean, if you go into a clothing store, especially for little kids, my goodness, like we start from a young age sexualizing a lot of things, and touch should not be one of them. That is, sexual touch is something that happens between partners and is a beautiful thing, but we as human beings, everybody has an innate need to be touched in safe ways. Women in our society, I feel, are able to access safe non-sexual touch so much more than men. I don't know why this is, other than we tend to demonize all men in terms of their capacity to hurt. And I understand why. I genuinely do. Somewhere along the lines, it seems like men have gone from protectors to antagonists in our society, and because they're painted that way all the time, a lot of them just tend to live up to what we put out there for them. However, I feel like we are able to change that. And one of the ways perhaps we can do that is by loving the men in our society in a safe way. I'm not sure how to do that exactly on a bigger scale. If I could have a business where I could just hug people and hold them in a non-sexual way, where they could just feel held and seen, and just like you would with a child with their auntie or their grandma or even their mom, that kind of loving hug, if it was a loving hug for you, because some of those would not have been, but in a healthy, positive, non-sexual way, just to be hugged. I've talked with multiple males from the age of 12 right through to men in their 60s about this subject, and a lot of them have not been hugged other than by their mom, and that's even iffy after middle school age. So for us here in Canada, it's grade 7. And that's kind of devastating to me, because we as humans innately need to be touched, to be held, to feel that safety, feel that connection with another human being. And if we are denying that to the protectors of our society, I feel like we are setting them up for aggressive behaviors. I'm telling you, if I was not hugged, except in a sexual way, from the age of 12 years old, I would be a highly aggressive, highly angry person. There's just no getting around that. We need to do better. I'm not sure what that looks like. I'm not sure how that can play out in society, other than, individuals taking the initiative, parents right now, especially dads with their sons, but I mean moms with their sons, all the way through. You hug your kids, make it a thing where it's okay. I mean, if people want a hug, because not everybody wants a hug at every single time, but if you want a hug, you get one. At all my family gatherings, everybody hugs everyone on both sides of my family. It's beautiful. But not every family is like that. And we need to create safe spaces where people can get those physical needs met in a non-sexual way, so that we can see if some of these aggressive behaviors change, some of this anger, some of this disconnect. Maybe that's the best way to put it. A strong disconnect, because people who don't ever get connection would find it very difficult to be connected with their fellow humans, would they not? I think I would. So if you guys have any ideas in the comments, please let me know what we could do as a society. I am willing, if somebody comes up with a good business idea, I would see what I could do to put it together, because this has been something on my heart for a really long time. I even had an idea a long time ago about a different kind of set of stairs where I could, have an office, create safe space for people to come for hugs, and energy work and counseling and stuff too, those kinds of things. But specifically for the hug aspect, where it would be like a medaling platform, and depending on the height of the person, but specifically males, because some of them are quite tall, I would still be able to be taller than them and be able to come around them, because that is a safe feeling. I love getting enfolded in like an over-the-top hug. That's a fantastic feeling. But how many men get that? I have brothers who are excessively tall, and they probably haven't had a hug like that since they were, little boys. And I think that would be a beautiful thing to be able to offer. So if anyone has any ideas, just hit me up in the comments. Let me know, where we could go with this. But I do know that something needs to change. I do know that we need to do better. We need to be an inclusive society, like we, tout that we are. And that would include letting the males in on this safe non-sexual touch thing that us ladies have going on, because we're pretty good at it, but we don't share it. And I understand why, ladies, there's a lot of history there for a lot of us, but it's not every guy. And we are helping to drive our society into an angry, aggressive state with our fear, and we need to figure out a way around this. So I'm willing to listen to ideas. I'm open to anything, and I would love to hear from you. So much love and peace to you all. I am sending you a big over-the-top hug right now, and just wishing you the best weekend coming up. Love you. Be well.